How can I let something like this go? I don't even know who my father is.
Well, why did you wait till he died to want to do this?
Why did you wait until I'm 30 years old and never get it done?
Excuse me, y'all ain't gotta clap. Y'all ain't gotta clap.
I kept asking her, hey, when you going to labor? Or I texted, no response, nonstop.
You delivered the baby, Miss Holmes, by yourself?
Yes, like the other guy, he had me thinking that we would be a family and...
Oh, the other guy did?
Yeah.
The gavel bangs and we are immediately in the thick of it. Mr. Evans is suing to get his last name back, claiming his week-long fling with Ms. Snyder did not result in her 2-month-old daughter, Lainey. He is absolutely certain he is not the father. Ms. Snyder, however, is just as sure today's DNA test will prove he is the dad and force him to help support their child. The stage is set for a classic paternity showdown.
Mr. Evans, you claim your relationship with the defendant was just a week-long fling, and you are certain you are not the biological father of her 2-month-old daughter, Lainey.
Mr. Evans lays out his entire case, and it's all about looks. He states the baby doesn't resemble him at all, citing her nose, eyes, and overall features as proof. He makes a conditional promise, though. If the baby is his, he will man up and take care of her. But if not, he wants his name back. This fixation on physical resemblance becomes his hill to die on, a risky strategy in a DNA-based world.
Prove what you already know. You want your last back. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Snyder, you claim today's DNA test will prove that the plaintiff is Lainey's father, and you need him to step up and help support your daughter. Is that
Yes, Your
correct?
Honor.
So, Mr. Evans, you say you're certain this is not your child.
The judge turns to a very emotional Mrs. Snyder, who is struggling to hold back tears. She says this is all about proving he is the father and showing how much she loves her daughter. The raw emotion is palpable as she admits the denial makes her mad. You can feel her frustration. She's fighting for her child's future while he's focused on a lack of family resemblance in a newborn. It's a heartbreaking contrast.
The baby doesn't look like me from the get-go. Like, as soon as I saw her, I was just like, she don't look like me. She doesn't have my nose, she doesn't have my eyes. Like, I would see, features, that would resemble me, and she doesn't look anything like me. So, I just want to know. I mean, if she is mine, then okay, I'll man up and take care of my little girl.
The judge asks Ms. Snyder what she's feeling in this intense moment. She simply says, emotional and kind of sad, describing the situation as overwhelming. This day means everything to her, as she believes it will secure a father for Lainey, a father she deserves. The weight of the entire proceeding rests on her shoulders, with the future of her little girl hanging in the balance of a single envelope.
Emotional and kind of sad.
Why?
Because it's just overwhelming right now.
So today truly means everything to you. This is important.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is the day that you feel like you're going to get a father for your baby.
Yes, Your
The
Honor.
father she deserves.
Yes, Your Honor.
The judge takes us back to the beginning, asking how they met. Mr. Evans says he was a street drummer downtown when Mrs. Snyder walked up. He claims she was giving him those eyes, and then started dancing. Then he drops the bomb. He says she flashed her boobs at him. Ms. Snyder immediately denies it, but Evans is adamant. This is not your typical how we met story, that's for sure.
So I was downtown playing drum, and so she walks up to me, and I see her, and she's looking at me, and I'm just like, okay. And she's like, starts giving me those eyes, and I'm like, okay, I know that look. And then she starts, dancing a little bit, and then starts flashing her boobs. And
No, I didn't.
Wait, what?
Yes, you did.
That's a lie.
Yes, you did.
The story gets even wilder. Mr. Evans alleges that after the flashing, Ms. Snyder started dancing on his lap while he was playing drums. He admits this was great because it made him more money from the crowd. She continues to deny everything, but he tells her, you can't deny that. This chaotic and public courtship sets the tone for the entire messy situation that led them to this courtroom.
Flashes you.
Flashes me,
No.
and then she starts getting closer. Yes, she did. And she starts dancing on top of me. Like, she's
No.
literally in my lap while I'm playing drums,
No.
just dancing and everything. Don't
No.
deny it. You can't deny that.
Yes, I can.
Like, I mean, okay, deny it all you want, but that's what happened. And while she's dancing
No.
on top of me while I'm playing drums, people are like,
The plot thickens absurdly. Evans gets a call from his ex-girlfriend, who is at his house with another man who needed a place to stay. Evans then decides to bring Ms. Snyder home with him. He walks in to find his ex on the couch, and somehow everyone ends up in the same bed. The judge is flabbergasted, summing it up perfectly. So you go from playing the drums to being in the bed with Mrs. Snyder and your ex?
I told you what happened right after that, right after I got off the phone.
So now listen, so you end up going home together.
Yes.
What happened?
So I walk in and she's on my couch, she's in my chair. They're talking and whatnot, giggling and laughing and everything. So we go to the bed.
The bedroom story reaches its peak of insanity. Mr. Evans describes how a threesome turned into a game of tug-of-war between the two women. The judge reacts with stunned disbelief. What? No. Oh, it's a threesome and a game of tug-of-war at the same time. Evans then claims he told them to stop fighting because there's enough for me for both of y'all. This is chaos with a capital C.
I think you know what happened, Your Honor. She started, messing with me, and then my ex noticed, and she was like, "Oh no, that's mine." And I'm just like,
huh?
She grabs it from Amanda. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I said what? What?
No.
Oh, it's a threesome and a game of tug-of-war at the same time?
The judge cuts to the crucial fact. They did not use protection. Mr. Evans admits it, acknowledging that's why they are here. But he teasingly says, it gets better. He reveals that this arrangement continued for a whole week, with Mrs. Snyder confirming they had sex multiple times during that period. This extended, unprotected fling is the entire foundation for her paternity claim against a man who now totally denies it.
But you didn't use protection.
No.
Which is why you're here.
Yes, that's why. But it gets better. It gets better. There's more to the story. So, Amanda, she was with me for that whole week that we were together.
We jump to when Mr. Evans found out about the pregnancy. He was in Colorado for work when Ms. Snyder called him in mid-2018. He says he initially accepted it was his child, asking about the due date and gender. He believed he was the only one she was with at the time. His mindset was, I own up to my mistakes, and this is my baby. His attitude was completely different back then.
Okay, so I'm in Colorado at this point, working, and she calls me in between July and August of 2018, and I get a phone call from her, and she told me that she was pregnant, and I was like, okay, so when do you find out when the baby's born, and what's the sex and everything?
The case takes a major turn. The judge asks if Mr. Evans inquired about other partners. He says he did, but only after seeing the baby and doubting the resemblance. He reveals Ms. Snyder admitted she had slept with someone else. This is the key to his defense. She confirms this other encounter, but insists they used protection, and it was after the likely conception window with Evans.
After the fact, yes. After I saw her, I did.
What did she tell you when you asked her?
She said that she had slept with someone else.
Oh, so Miss Snyder? Who's this other person you slept with?
I do admit I slept with someone else, but we also used protection, and it was...
The moment of truth arrives. The judge calls for the results envelope from Jerome. The results, prepared by DNA Diagnostics, are finally here. The tension is unbearable. After a dramatic pause, the result is revealed. Mr. Evans is not the father. He was right. The physical doubt he clung to was validated by science, leaving Ms. Snyder with the shocking task of finding her daughter's real biological dad.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Evans versus Snyder, when it comes to 2-month-old Lainey Evans, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Evans, you are not the father.
Ms. Smith has waited her entire life for this truth, hoping to prove Mr. Lewis is her biological father. She's tired of his back and forth on paternity. Mr. Lewis, however, is filled with years of doubt and states he does not believe Brittany is his daughter. This is a classic, heartbreaking paternity case fueled by a lifetime of uncertainty and a desperate need for closure.
Ms. Smith, you say you've been waiting your entire life for the truth and opened your case to prove that Mr. Lewis is your biological father. You claim you are tired of his back and forth as it pertains to paternity and hope today's result.
Ms. Smith explains why this day is so crucial for her. She needs closure after a lifetime of him going back and forth on his acknowledgement. He even signed her birth certificate only when it suited him. His absence has been a huge part of her life. This inconsistency has clearly caused deep, lasting pain, making this DNA result the only thing that can finally provide the solid ground she's been missing.
Today is important to me so I can get closure, because it's always going back and forth on why he's not my father. He didn't sign my birth certificate. When he wants something, I'm his daughter. When he don't get what he wants, I'm not his daughter.
The pain goes even deeper as Ms. Smith reveals a devastating detail. No one is listed on her birth certificate. This legal emptiness profoundly hurts her, so much so that she says it has made her not want to have her own family. The psychological impact of this paternal denial is staggering, showing how a father's rejection can poison a child's vision of their own future and ability to build a family.
Life.
And I read in the court papers that it hurts you that no one's on your birth certificate. That
Yes.
really bothered.
Yes.
Tell the court.
It hurt me so bad because I don't want to have a family of my own because he's been denying me my whole life.
Mr. Lewis, when you hear Ms. Smith speak like this,
Mr. Lewis responds with a brutally cold description of his relationship with Ms. Smith's mother. He calls it a hit-and-quit thing, insisting that's all it was. The judge rightly points out you can make a baby right quick, but Lewis doubles down, declaring, "She's not my daughter, nothing like me." This reduction of a human being to a casual encounter is as shocking as it is sadly common.
Your Honor, first of all, her mom, me and her, we got to dating. Wasn't no relationship going on. It was just a hit and quit thing. It was just a hit and quit thing, that's all it was.
but there's a whole bunch of people here in this world from a hit it and quit, because you can
True.
make a baby right quick.
Right quick, that's true.
So,
A surprising twist. Mr. Lewis reveals that when Brittany was just 3 days old, he took her into his home. But his reason wasn't paternal certainty. He says he didn't want her to be in the system because her mother deals with the system. This commendable act of protection is now deeply complicated by his lifelong denial, creating a confusing mix of responsibility and rejection for Brittany to process.
did you think at that time, this is my daughter, so I'm taking her?
No, I did not want Brittany to be in the system because her mother deals with the system.
That's commendable. It really is. So, Brittany, I want to understand from you, growing up, were you told your whole life Mr. Lewis was your biological father?
Yes.
Brittany describes her childhood with Mr. Lewis as having a fake father. She explains he was like a ghost, there one minute and gone the next. She poignantly asks how someone can treat you like a daughter sometimes and not others. This inconsistency is the core of her trauma, creating a lifetime of whiplash and emotional whiplash that no child should ever have to endure.
Him trying to be a fake father to me my whole life.
Fake father.
Why do you say a fake father? Explain. I see the
Because one
tape.
minute he was there and the next minute he wasn't, like he was a ghost. I just don't understand how you can take somebody and treat them like they're your daughter sometimes and then
A bombshell accusation. Ms. Smith claims she has been trying to get a DNA test for 25 years, but Mr. Lewis would not do it. She says he made her wait a quarter of a century for this answer. If he was so sure, as he claims, this avoidance is highly suspicious. It makes you wonder if the doubt was a convenient excuse to avoid lifelong responsibility for a child.
So, Mr. Lewis, this is interesting to me because if in fact you truly believe you are not Miss Smith's biological father and she's asking you over and over again to get a test, if you're that sure, why not take the test?
Mr. Lewis presents his evidence, a photo of another man he claims is Brittany's real father. He states this is his great uncle. He believes this man is the biological dad. The judge clarifies, "You believe this is her biological father." This is an insane allegation, suggesting the real father is his own relative, which adds a whole new layer of family drama and potential betrayal to this already messy situation.
And Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
you tell me. You look at her and you tell
This is
me.
a photo of a man.
Yes, that's the man that's the man. Yeah, tell me about it, Your Honor. Yeah, tell
You
me.
believe this is her biological father.
That is her father. You know why I say that? Because that's for the simple fact, because I caught him and her mom.
How does he know this? Mr. Lewis claims he caught Brittany's mother and his own uncle having sex. He says he walked into a family house. The door was open, and he saw them getting it in a bed right by the door. This graphic story is his sole proof, a memory he's held on to for decades as the definitive reason for his paternity doubts. It's a wild scene to imagine.
First of all, how do you know this man?
That is my great uncle. I pulled up in the yard, family house. The door was cracked, it was open. I walk in. The bed is sitting right there, right in front of the door. It's a small apartment. Smacking. They getting it. Next thing I know, he hear the door open.
Mr. Lewis makes a conditional promise, stating, "If she's my daughter, yes, I will stand up. I want her in my life if she's mine." But he immediately undercuts it by pointing at the photo, insisting, "That's her dad right there." This back and forth is the exact behavior Brittany has complained about her whole life, offering conditional love based on a result instead of unwavering support.
You
If
can't
she's
deny
mine.
nobody if you don't have facts first.
But that's her dad right there. That's her dad right there.
So, Mr. Lewis, do you agree with Ms. Smith's testimony that you were inconsistent raising her? She said sometimes you were there, sometimes you were ghost.
The emotional peak arrives as Mr. Lewis's daughter takes the stand. She tells Brittany, "He put us through the same thing," revealing a pattern of his behavior. Through tears, she asks how he can call himself a real man while doing this to his own kids. This powerful testimony shows Brittany she is not alone and exposes the deep generational hurt caused by this man's actions and doubts.
And like, I just want her to stop feeling like she alone, and she not alone. Like, he put us through the same thing that you going through, he put us through the same thing. And it's sad because he's saying he's so much a real man, but how you such a real man, but look at you doing to your own kid. And I hope Brittany understand that no matter what.
The moment of truth. After 25 long years, the result is in. Judge Lake reads the verdict. "Mr. Lewis, you are not the father." He immediately reacts with a relieved, "Oh man, he was right all along on the biology," but the court is about to check his attitude. For Brittany, this is a world-shattering moment, the final confirmation of a lifetime of rejection.
In the case of Smith versus Lewis, when it comes to 25-year-old Brittany Smith, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Lewis, you are not the father.
Bam!
God.
Tie down. That's her father right there. That's him right there.
Oh my God.
The gavel bangs, and we are immediately in the thick of it on Paternity Court. Ms. Brewington is suing Mr. Lee, claiming he is the father of her 3-year-old son, Giovanni. She alleges he's denying paternity purely to dodge child support. Mr. Lee counters, calling her a liar who is just using him for money. The stage is set for a dramatic clash of he said, she said. Let the paternity games begin, folks.
Ms. Brewington, you are here to prove your 3-year-old son, Giovanni, is Mr. Lee's biological child, and you claim Mr. Lee has been a father to your son since the day he was born and is denying paternity because he wants to avoid paying child support. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lee, you say you've known from day one Giovanni was not your son.
Ms. Brewington states she is 100% certain Mr. Lee is the father. She explains they were working on their relationship and she was exclusively with him. They already share one child, so a second pregnancy felt natural. She's confident, but the judge immediately turns to Mr. Lee, who holds firm. He states with equal certainty that he is not the father. We have our first major contradiction just seconds into the episode.
Your Honor, I was living with him. We were living in the same household, in the same bed.
Were you living in the same house?
Around the time, yes.
But you weren't together.
Exactly.
So were you sharing a bed?
Yes, ma'am.
And fluid.
No.
Clearly, yes, clearly. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
No, ma'am.
I will say, although she did not say it as eloquently as I would have liked.
The core conflict emerges. Mr. Lee claims that when Giovanni was conceived, they were not together and were having no type of intercourse. The judge is skeptical, pointing out they lived together and shared a bed. He admits to the sleeping arrangements but denies any intimacy. Ms. Brewington interjects with a frustrated, "Clearly, yes." This is a classic case of two people remembering the same relationship in two completely different ways.
Take me back to the day you found out you were pregnant.
Okay, I found out that I was pregnant. I actually went to the doctor to just re-up on my birth control. They said, "Oh, you actually missed your last shot." I didn't even realize it. They said that they had to do a pregnancy test before they could go ahead with the birth control. So I went ahead, they did a pregnancy test, came up positive. I told him, he did not believe me at all. He went out and got 3 pregnancy tests.
Ms. Brewington gets specific, pinning the conception to a romantic period around her birthday and Valentine's Day. She recounts taking multiple pregnancy tests, all positive. Mr. Lee's reaction was to immediately deny it was his. She calls Giovanni their whole love baby, a sentiment he brutally rejects with a definitely not. Her story is full of intimate details, while his is a wall of denial. The emotional whiplash is already intense.
Around around there, just like he was around. Exactly. See, exactly. Exactly. His sperm is like that too.
Because she came to my house complaining about how I didn't say happy birthday, that I didn't get nothing for her birthday, and I didn't. Because
and he turned around and decided to treat me for my birthday, Your Honor. Yes, okay, for the next 2 weeks, thank you.
No, we not cool. Why would I say happy birthday? You say happy birthday to people you like.
Well, go ahead and say how you feel then.
The drama gets oddly specific about a birthday. Mr. Lee incorrectly states Ms. Brewington's birthday is February 2nd. She corrects him, saying it's the 1st. This seemingly small detail becomes a huge point of contention, with Ms. Brewington using it to mock his overall unreliability. She quips, "His sperm is like that too," suggesting he's as inaccurate about everything else. It's a funny yet cutting remark in a heated argument.
What kind of denial is this? Mr. Lee, you taking denial too far.
Exactly.
This is what it was. She was trying to get back with me, but I wasn't, so she probably felt like if we have a child, we might work out.
As soon as he found out that my son was a boy, he's like, oh, that's my boy, that's my boy. I love him. You know, that's my son. I need to be there.
So take me to the day you gave birth to Giovanni.
The denial reaches absurd levels. Ms. Brewington reveals that throughout her pregnancy, Mr. Lee told everyone she was just getting fat from eating too much fast food. Even when she was in labor, he claimed she wasn't. The judge calls this taking denial too far. Imagine being 9 months pregnant and your partner is publicly insisting you're just a big foodie. The psychological toll of that must have been immense.
Certificate and everything, he signed the birth certificate. He named my son. He was like, no, I'm not letting you give my son no dumb name. I'm naming him. I actually told him I was like, you don't want to wait until we do a DNA test. I offered the DNA test in the hospital.
She did not say that, Your Honor. She did not say that.
But you signed the birth certificate, right?
Yes, I did.
In a shocking twist, we learn Mr. Lee signed the birth certificate and even named the child. The judge is flabbergasted, comparing his casual attitude to supersizing your fries. Mr. Lee's defense? He thought it was the right thing at the moment, and that he could just take his name off later. This is a catastrophic misunderstanding of legal responsibility, and it completely undermines his entire narrative of doubt.
Well, Your Honor.
And then when she offered the DNA test, why didn't you take it?
I figured when I signed it, I knew she was gonna put me on child support because I was already on child support. Now, with the previous child that we had, I had to do a DNA test at the child support services. I figured if I sign it.
So why sign if you have doubts? Mr. Lee explains he was already on child support for their first child. He thought if he signed this one, the state would automatically DNA test him and remove him. He was wrong. The system told him that by signing, he became the legal father, period. This is a tragicomedy of errors, fueled by a man who seemingly prefers conspiracy theories over legal facts.
That because she wanted to sleep with him.
I'm still talking.
I actually caught them sleeping together.
What? Oh, so that's why you think this person was just telling him these lies.
Because it was shade the whole time, because he was sleeping with her and she knew that if we
A secret affair enters the story. Mr. Lee claims Ms. Brewington's friend told him he wasn't the father, but Ms. Brewington reveals she caught Mr. Lee sleeping with that same friend. She alleges the friend lied to break them up. This is a classic soap opera twist, showing the web of deceit and betrayal surrounding this child's paternity long before any DNA test was ever taken.
When you look at this beautiful young boy, you really don't believe he's yours now that he's here in the world.
No, I don't really see too much of me. Maybe, yeah, like I said, we light skinned, we got curls, but other than that, it could be anybody.
They got the same hairline, nose.
And so, but after you sign the birth certificate,
Ms. Brewington presents photo evidence showing Giovanni beside a picture of Mr. Lee as a child. The resemblance is striking to anyone with eyes. The judge points out the same hairline and nose. Mr. Lee's rebuttal? They're light-skinned. It could be anybody. The level of denial on display here is truly monumental. He is willing to dismiss a carbon copy of himself as a mere coincidence.
Because Giovanni's 3, he calls you daddy. I could only imagine if his soul and spirit could truly process the fact that the man that I look at and I say, Daddy, when I come running up, is standing in a courtroom right now, clowning my mother, but also denying me.
The judge delivers a powerful, sobering speech about the human cost of this drama. She reminds everyone that 3-year-old Giovanni calls Mr. Lee Daddy. She paints a heartbreaking picture of what it would feel like for that child to know the man he runs to is in court denying him. It's a crucial moment that cuts through the clowns and snaps to focus on the real, innocent victim.
That is important information. I just had to say that because Giovanni deserves to know. And when it comes to his life and his paternity, he deserves there to be a level of respect, decorum surrounding this result, because whether it goes either way, this child still has to live with it. Let's go to the result. Jerome?
The result is in. After 3 years of denial, accusations, and signed documents, the truth arrives. Mr. Lee is not the father. He has a triumphant, "I told you so" moment. Ms. Brewington is stunned, invoking God. The judge masterfully retorts, "The plan of Giovanni being on this earth might be God, but the lie you told about his paternity is your own." The final, brutal truth lands with the force of a sledgehammer.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostic, and they read as follows. In the case of Brewington versus Lee, when it comes to 3-year-old Giovanni Lee, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Lee, you are not the father.
Told you.
Hold up.
I already knew it. I told you.
Don't look at me like that. I don't know God's plan.
Who else?
The case of King V.L. Holmes begins with a classic paternity twist. Mr. King is 100% certain he fathered Ms. Holmes' 10-month-old son, Kevin. He claims she told him he was the dad, but now says he's not. Ms. Holmes admits she led him to believe he was the father, but is now in court to prove she made a mistake. She states she knows who the real dad is, and it isn't Mr. King. The setup is incredibly messy already.
Mr. King, you have opened your case today because you are 100% certain that you fathered Ms. Holmes' 10-month-old son, Giovanni. You state she told you that you are the father, but now says you are not his daddy. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. King explains his frustration, saying Ms. Holmes sends mixed messages. She calls him when she needs things like clothes, money, or diapers for his son, but during arguments, she quickly tells him he's not the father. The judge immediately identifies this as manipulation, asking Ms. Holmes if she's playing both sides of the fence. Ms. Holmes doesn't even deny it, setting the tone for a case built on convenience and emotional confusion.
It's like, Your Honor, when she wants something, she calls me, needs me, but now we are having a complication. She's so quick to say, "Oh, you're not the father. Why is you here? What is you doing? Why you sending me stuff? Why can't you just get ghosted? And why can't you just leave us alone?"
So she's sending mixed messages.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's telling you at some point you are the father, some point you aren't.
Yes, Your Honor.
Give me an example.
Ms. Holmes delivers a shockingly honest, albeit selfish, confession. She admits she uses Mr. King because she knows he will provide for Kevon when she's having a hard time. She justifies her behavior by saying he throws their complicated past in her face during arguments. This is a raw look into a dynamic where a child's needs are being met through a cycle of manipulation and guilt-tripping, which is just heartbreaking for everyone involved.
And it's like, when we arguing, I feel some type of way, because it's like he throws things in my face, like, "Oh, you know you was sleeping with me and him at the same time, and no, you don't even know if this is my son." So yeah, I text him when I need something, because why would I try to build a relationship if you're gonna keep throwing that in my face?
The testimony takes a wild turn back to their high school days. Ms. Holmes describes them as high school sweethearts who would skip class to meet at the staircase for sexual things. Mr. King quickly interjects to correct the record, clarifying it was just a dance. The judge, utterly bewildered, asks for clarification. Mr. King then nervously admits, maybe just a twerk. This is perhaps the most hilarious and unexpected testimony in paternity court history.
Sexual things at the staircase in high school?
Yes.
No, Your Honor, that's not true. Can I tell you what happened?
Please do.
All right, so like she said before, yes, we had sex and we meet at the staircase, but it was nothing, probably just like a little dance or just a kiss.
A dance.
A dance.
Yes,
A dance.
Yes, Your Honor.
The twerking saga continues as Ms. Holmes insists they did more than twerk on that staircase. The judge, completely deadpan, asks, "What kind of biology class is this?" She then points out the obvious consequence. Skipping class for staircase rendezvous has now landed them straight in paternity court. It's a sharp, funny, and sobering moment that connects teenage foolishness directly to adult consequences and a 10-month-old baby.
Wait a minute. What kind of biology class is this? This is a whole new kind kind of biology class? Basically, not in class where you're supposed to be.
Nope, I was never in class.
And you see how that landed you straight here, right?
Yeah, I see that.
Were you boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Holmes describes reconnecting with Mr. King as an adult, and it's not with a casual lunch. She says she went to Texas, they got a hotel room, and had sex 4 or 5 times a day. The judge is floored, asking if they even considered a date or a movie. Ms. Holmes explains it was about fulfilling old high school feelings. This was a whirlwind of hormones with zero forethought, a recipe for disaster.
We having sex like 4 or 5 times a day.
Wait a minute, what happened to let's just meet and go to lunch or go to the movies? I mean, you say you're gonna go to Texas and you just immediately get a hotel room and start having sex?
It's because when we was in high school, we couldn't do what we wanted. Like, we wanted to go that far, but we never got to it.
The plot thickens as we learn Ms. Holmes completely ghosted Mr. King after their hotel weekend. He was confused, texting her asking why she stopped talking. Her response was brutal. She told him she was back with her boyfriend and couldn't talk to him anymore. She essentially used him for a wild weekend and then discarded him, which is a deeply cruel way to treat someone you once considered a sweetheart.
She called me out of the blue. She actually went back to her boyfriend. She completely quit talking to me. I was like, oh, why? And I kept texting. I'm like, why are you not talking to me? You just had sex with me. It's like you just using me for a play toy.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm back with my boyfriend. I can't talk to you no more.
So, Ms. Holmes, you went back home and got back with your boyfriend immediately.
It wasn't immediately, but it's like when I touched down, he hit me up. He was like, hey, we need to talk.
The timeline becomes the central piece of evidence. The judge extracts the critical fact that Ms. Holmes had unprotected sex with Mr. King for 3 days, then had unprotected sex with her boyfriend the very next day. She then found out she was pregnant. The medical conception dates she received were all over the place, pointing to both men. This is a textbook case of why you shouldn't have overlapping unprotected partners.
It was like immediately, like the next day.
You did, Ms. Holmes?
Yeah, I did that.
So you had 3 days worth of sex with Mr. King. Was that protected or unprotected?
That was definitely unprotected.
Then get back with your boyfriend, who also had unprotected sex with the boyfriend.
Yes.
1 day later.
Yes.
And how soon after that did you find out you were pregnant?
In a truly bizarre attempt to prove paternity, Mr. King describes Ms. Holmes as a track star in the bedroom. He explains this meant she would run around the room non-stop. When the judge asks why, Ms. Holmes shockingly replies, "I wasn't expecting that to be the size." The judge can only respond with a repeated, "Lord, Lord, 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 Lord." This moment is both awkward and completely unhelpful for the case.
He kept running non-stop.
Like run around the room, track star.
What? Why you running around the room?
Because I wasn't expecting that to be the size, okay? When we was talking.
Lord, 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 Lord. At some point, though, you did complete the act, Mr. King?
Yes, Your Honor.
We learn the sad reality of Kevon's birth. Ms. Holmes delivered him completely alone. She intentionally didn't tell Mr. King, and the other guy, who she hoped was the father, had already gotten a new girlfriend. She admits she felt too guilty to contact Mr. King because she knew she had only been using him. This is the lonely, painful result of the chaotic web she wove between two men.
Was the other guy believing that he was the father at the time you gave birth?
No, actually, he got him a new girlfriend. So I tried to stay in contact because, like I said, I thought he was the father. And when Kevon was born, I didn't tell King because, I mean, I already had bounced back between two guys. And, like, at the time, I didn't want to talk to King because every time I talked to him, I only used him.
The court actually was able to obtain a copy of Kevon's birth certificate.
Ms. Holmes breaks down, expressing the heavy guilt she carries. She says becoming a mom changed her from a partying girl to a responsible mother who puts her son first. She admits it kills her that her son is 10 months old and doesn't know who his father is. This is a rare, genuine moment of remorse that cuts through the manipulation and highlights the real human cost of these actions.
Kevon that's my baby. And when Kevon was born, it's like my whole world changed around. Like I love so much. It changed my life. I went from clubbing to partying to being an old mom, always making sure he has. Put his needs before mine. And I was so selfish when I was having multiple sex with two different guys.
The results are in, Mr. King is not the father. Both parties are devastated. Mr. King wanted to be the dad, and Ms. Holmes is filled with regret, noting the actual biological father wants nothing to do with Kevon. In a mature and beautiful twist, Mr. King says, you don't actually have to make the child to be the child's father, and offers to still be a father figure for Kevon.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. King, you are not the father. I know that wasn't the answer you wanted, Mr. King. I'm sorry. And Miss Holmes, I know that was hard for you to hear.
The case of Davis v. Cole opens with a familiar yet painful dynamic. Ms. Davis is there to prove Mr. Cole is the father of her 3-year-old daughter, Autumn. He initially accepted the child and even signed the birth certificate, but now he's denying paternity, calling Ms. Davis untrustworthy and sneaky. He claims there are too many facts that don't add up, setting the stage for a major paternity shocker.
Ms. Davis, you say that after accepting your daughter, Autumn, Mr. Cole abruptly ended your relationship, moved out of your home, and is now denying her. You say Mr. Cole is the only man who could be Autumn's father, and you intend to prove paternity today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
In a confusing twist, Mr. Cole says he still claims the baby and takes care of her, providing anything she needs. But when the judge asks for clarity, he confirms he denies being the biological father. This contradiction is wild. He's acting like a dad, but disputing the biology. His doubt stems from people texting him and random classmates approaching him with rumors, which planted seeds of suspicion.
Not when she told me through the text. I went to school like a week later and someone walked up to me. She wasn't even pregnant that long. And people were walking up to me saying that the baby might not be mine, you know.
Oh.
And then after a guy wrote her in her messages and was mad she was pregnant.
Mr. Cole explains the origin of his doubt. Just a week after Ms. Davis told him she was pregnant, a random classmate walked up to him and said the baby might not be his. Then he saw a text from another man who was mad that Ms. Davis was pregnant, suggesting it could be his child. This external gossip completely shattered his initial belief and trust in the situation.
I was there the whole time.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
And you just said in your testimony you signed the birth.
Yes, I didn't initially sign it at the hospital because I told her after we had the baby that I wanted a DNA test. And she at the hospital and she got mad. So I fell asleep in the hospital.
The hospital birth story is a mess. Mr. Cole was present but fell asleep. He told Ms. Davis he wanted a DNA test first, which made her angry. When staff came to get the birth certificate signed, she deliberately did not wake him up. This was a petty but calculated move born from anger, directly preventing him from signing at the hospital and adding more fuel to this fiery dispute.
I have reasons why I did not wake him up beside the birth certificate. So after I had Autumn, like a couple hours later, he was asleep and I went through his phone. And then like all his friends was telling him, congratulations on your baby girl on Autumn Cole. And I seen him put, no, her name is Autumn Davis until we get a DNA test.
Ms. Davis admits she went through his phone while he slept and saw a text where he told a friend, her name is Autumn Davis until we get a DNA test. This sent her into a rage, leading to her decision not to wake him. It's a classic case of someone letting their emotions make a permanent legal decision for their child, all over a temporary feeling of anger.
And you accept Autumn as yours, or you still had doubts?
I accepted her as mine.
You did?
Yes.
Because your family had convinced you?
Yes, ma'am. But then, like 2 years, she was about 2, she uploads a picture on one of her social media. The same guy who wrote her when she first got pregnant writes her again and says, your daughter looks like my kid.
We learn Mr. Cole eventually signed the birth certificate 2 months later after his family convinced him Autumn was his twin. But the doubt returned when Autumn was 2. Ms. Davis posted a picture online, and the same other guy commented, your daughter looks like my kids. This single social media comment reopened the entire painful wound and brought all the old drama and uncertainty flooding back.
But what are you taking a poll for as it relates to paternity? I mean, where would you get in your mind that you're gonna split screen your daughter's face with 2 different guys and send it out to take a poll?
That's what I said.
I was just mad and angry.
Who were you mad at?
I was mad at him because he was going around also and was telling people, oh, I have doubts that Autumn was mine, because people also was come to me and tell me that that Adrian's not,
I was going around trying to get a DNA test.
The plot reaches peak insanity when Ms. Davis admits she created a split-screen image of Autumn's face next to Mr. Cole and the other guy. She then blasted this paternity poll on social media, asking people to vote on who the father was. The judge is justifiably flabbergasted, asking why you would ever do this if you were 100% certain of the paternity. It's a truly unhinged move.
Hello, Ms. Davis. Thank you for joining us. You are Ms. Davis, Amber's twin sister. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you're here to testify as to what you know about the relationship between Ms. Davis, your sister, and Mr. Cole.
Yes.
You knew about this relationship?
Yes.
A surprise witness enters, Ms. Davis's own twin sister, and she drops a bombshell, testifying that her sister admitted to having sex with another man just 2 days before being with Mr. Cole. This directly contradicts Ms. Davis's calendar and her entire story. Your own twin sister testifying against you in open court is a level of drama we rarely see, even on this show.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
No.
And you're certain she said 2 days?
Yes.
No, I did not tell her 2 days. I had sex with the other guy in the beginning of January. I didn't tell her.
That's 2 different statements. Beginning of January doesn't sound nothing like 2 days.
But I didn't tell her that I had sex with him 2 days before I had sex with Adrian.
Surely your sister wouldn't just make this up. She's called into court today to tell the truth.
But I didn't tell her that.
Ms. Davis frantically denies her sister's claim, insisting she only said the encounter was in early January, not 2 days prior. The judge isn't buying it, pointing out that a twin sister is unlikely to fabricate such a specific detail in court. This moment completely destroys Ms. Davis's credibility and introduces the very real possibility that the other guy was indeed in the picture at the crucial time.
She basically knows Mr. Cole to be her father, Autumn does, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is the man she knows, she doesn't know anybody else.
Yes, Your Honor.
She calls him daddy.
Yes, Your Honor.
But to this day, Mr. Cole, you don't know if you are her biological father.
No, ma'am.
You are the legal father.
The judge brings the focus back to 3-year-old Autumn, who knows Mr. Cole as Daddy. She highlights the heartbreaking stakes. Even if he's the legal father responsible for child support, he might not be biologically connected. The emotional and spiritual support a father provides is what truly matters to a child, making this result potentially devastating for Autumn's sense of security and family structure.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Davis versus Cole, when it comes to 3-year-old Autumn Cole, it has been determined by this court. Cole, you are not the father.
The results are in. Mr. Cole is not the father. The judge presses a tearful Ms. Davis to finally tell the truth. She admits it's hurting and embarrassing. The judge delivers a powerful line, stating, "A lie ain't nothing but the long way to the truth." Ms. Davis then confirms the biological father is indeed the other guy who had been sending those angry messages all along.
Ms. Davis, would you like to finally just lay it on the line and tell the truth?
It's embarrassing. I thought he was the father.
This is one of these defining moments in your life, right? From this moment forward, you can learn that a lie ain't nothing but the long way to the truth. So we're here now, and you have to make a decision going forward as you begin to parent this young girl.